He's Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Good to have him back on the program. Mr. Buffett, good morning. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Never better here.
So explain to me the office challenge there, and whose idea was this?
Well, I think it was my idea. Excuse me. We had fun with that contest that Quicken had a couple of years ago, and of course everybody has fun with running an office pool on this. So we just decided to make this the ultimate office pool, and we are going to have every employee who's on our payroll today is eligible, and we'll have a lot of fun with this. As you mentioned, there's going to be a $100,000 prize for whoever goes the longest. In other words, after every game is played, we'll see how many entries are still alive, and we'll probably publish that on the website and let our various companies know how many people from their company are still have an entry that's alive, and then the winner will get $100,000, or if there's more than one, the tie at the end, we'll split it. But if they get through 2 rounds and they make it to the Sweet 16 without missing a game, they get $1 million a year for the rest of their life.
Are you eligible to play?
I'm the only one that isn't eligible. My assistant, Debbie Bosonic, and she's got a son that works for one of our subsidiaries, Nebraska Furniture Mart. He has a girlfriend, so they'll get 3 entries out of their family. But it's one per employee, and I'm the only one that's ineligible. And frankly, it wouldn't make any difference. I'm not worth a damn at this.
What is it about basketball that you love so much?
Well, it's fun. I was never any good, but I liked to play basketball when I was a kid, and it's just fun, And it's a lot of schools that you've got a rooting interest in, and I think everybody loves it.
Would you have foregone if I said you could give up what you have, but you could have been a 10-year NBA player?
Well, I'll tell you, that was not a possibility, I got to tell you. But it would have been fun. It would have been fun to be any good. I was never any good. I still shoot free throws underhanded.
But you never thought about buying a team. Why?
No,
why?
Well, if I'd lived in a city that had one. But in Nebraska, football is University of Nebraska. Basketball is Creighton to quite a degree. We've got a terrific rooting interest, but they're not in professional teams.
Are you competitive?
Oh, I think I probably am. Yeah, I'm 85, but I still like to win, sure.
But are you competitive with other people, successful businessmen? I know it's a small group, but I don't know how competitive it gets the higher up the ladder you are, or were you maybe more competitive with that in your 60s or 70s? Well,
no, I don't think that changes. And when I managed money in a partnership, for example, now you go back to, I started that in 1956. Believe me, I cared about what I was doing, and I cared about being at least in the first division. And it's that's probably the reason I come to work every day. I enjoy trying to do well.
But you care what Bill Gates makes? Like you were never competitive with him.
Not in the sense of having the most money. I've actually, I've given away over $25 billion. So if the idea of hanging on to all of it so that you could have more than the next guy, that really isn't what the game is about.
When did you come upon that with what your legacy was going to be?
Well, I've always felt that, you don't. Once you make a reasonable living in this country, you've got almost everything. The private plane is the only thing I really have that is different, makes my life different than from the people in my neighborhood. I go out trick or treating, and the people I meet are the same as I am. But so I've had everything I've wanted since I've been in my mid-20s, basically, and the extra money, what it doesn't do me any good, and it can do a lot of other people a lot of good. And it can educate people, it can prevent them from disease. It can't do anything for me that there's nothing in life I want that I don't have.
Is there a sporting event you haven't been to?
Well, no, I'm just trying to think what it would be. we have a lot of fun in this office. I'll tell you one funny story on it. I like to take a gang from the office and go visit, or go watch games, whether it's maybe in Cleveland watching the Cavaliers, or last year we went down to Miami to watch Sue play. But 2 years ago, I took 9 other people from the office, 10 of us, and we went to Detroit because Sue was going to play there, and then that was on a Sunday, and then the next day the Cavaliers were going to play in Cleveland, so we went over there. So we arrive in Detroit at the airport, and there's a van for the 10 of us, and then 2 cop cars come over, and the police say, we're going to give you an escort into town. And I didn't know anything about this, but I start getting very puffed up, and I start telling the rest of the people, well, they kind of do this for me. It's like the Pope, and blah, 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 blah. And we're going through red lights, and we're going the wrong way down one-way streets, and we get to the hotel, and the cops look at me, and they say, we picked up the wrong guy. They were supposed to pick up the Viking owners who were playing the Lions. So the air went out of my balloon very, very fast.
You should have just bought the Vikings that day, though, Warren.
Well, maybe so, but the funny thing is we were all wearing Sue jerseys, number 93. But these cops, they were so terrific. And this look on, what, and I had gotten so, I was just trying to look like, that this is standard stuff for me and everything.
He's Warren Buffett joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You see this gene in great athletes, whether it's Michael Jordan or LeBron or Tiger, that competitive gene. But is there anything that you can sort of look at a parallel with being good at business? Jordan's a good businessman. But is there anything that you see as an athlete that helps you or hurts you when it comes to being a businessman?
I wouldn't say that. I would. The one thing I think that does make you good at anything is a lot of focus early on. I bought my first stock when I was 11, and I started reading about them when I was 7 or 8. And I do think that if you get really intensely interested, Bill Bradley told me when he used to shoot baskets outside of St. Louis when he was a kid, he always thought, after I've been here for 5 hours, there's some guy some other place that's, putting in 6 hours. And so it's that desire very early on to get very good at something. And I think that makes a big difference in life.
Do you haggle when you buy a car on the price?
When I buy it, I don't haggle at all. No.
Oh, you pay sticker?
We just bought a company called Precision Cast Parts, and we paid $32 billion for it. But I paid $32 billion, and that was it. I named a price, and if they take it, fine. And if they don't take it, that's fine too. I'll find something else.
But I'm talking about when's the last time you bought a car? Just went in and went to the dealership and bought a car.
I don't. We own 83 car dealers, so I might start out with a small edge on that one. But normally, I have my daughter go out and buy one for me. She'll call me up and she'll say, what color do you want? I say, I don't care. Whatever you like. But possessions don't mean a lot to me, Dan. It's friends that count. And I'm having fun at 85. I'm not having fun at 85 because I got 10 houses. I'm having fun at 85 because I got a lot of friends, and I get to do what I love every day with people I love.
What do people buy you for Christmas?
Well, I'm a hard guy to buy something for.
Yeah, I would think so.
Everybody has a problem with that, so they usually try to come up with funny gifts. Because the truth is, if there's something I wanted, I would have already bought it. But they come up with some T-shirts that say funny things on them or something of the sort.
The Warren Buffett Ultimate Office Bracket Contest, which we can't enter, but the employees can. The most correct picks through this year's Sweet 16, $100,000. Any employee who wants to guess or gets to guess every pick in the first 2 rounds correctly makes $1 million for a year for life. No cost to enter, right? That's it?
That's it.
Those are the details?
All you have to do is be working for us.
We're going to be at the Final Four, Warren. You're more than welcome to join us in Houston if you want to sit in on the show and talk some college basketball.
I might just do that.
We would love, I'll pay for lunch. We all share a hotel room, so we'd like to keep costs down on this program.
Well, if you're buying lunch, you can almost count on me to show up.
All right, done. It's great to talk to you again. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, good to talk to you, Dan.
All right, that's Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway.